Hi, 8th grade. Welcome to day 5 of week 1. You made it through. All right, so the first thing you want to do is complete your attendance. Make sure you complete that and submit it. That should be the first thing you do every day when you log in. Second thing you'll do is go to your lesson for the day. I'm going to pull that up for you. So this lesson is kind of taking you through just a recap of everything that we've done so far. So you're applying your knowledge to complete your evidence of student mastery today. So you have a warm-up. What type of association does the scatter plot show? At this point, you guys should be able to view this scatter plot and make a conclusion on what this is saying association, but correlation, association, it all means the same thing. So I'm going to scroll down. That answer would have been no correlation because there's the points are not following any kind of trend upwards or downwards. Okay. Then they give you a refresher. So these are a few things you should go over before scrolling to the next page where the answers are. You should at this point know what types of scatter plots there are. That's referring to what type of correlations. You should know when it would be appropriate to draw a trend line. You should know how to determine if a scatter plot is linear or not. And then finally, you should also know if a scatter plot is strong or weak. So this takes you through those answers. So the different types you would have would be positive, negative, nonlinear, and then you would have no correlation. Okay, how do you know if you should draw a trend line? When the data follows the trend of a line, the points fall on or near a line of best fit. So if you notice that they are following the trend of a line, you would call that function linear. Third question, similar to the second one, how do you know if it's linear or not? If the data is following a linear trend, following the trend of a line, then we would call it linear. If there is a curve to your data, then it would be considered nonlinear. And then finally, how do you know if it's strong or weak? Strong, the points are really close to each other. Weak, they're more spread out. Please make sure you know that a weak correlation could still be positive or negative. This one in the corner is a weak positive because majority of your data is going in an upwards direction. Okay? All right. So then next on your lesson, pretty quick today, you're going to just be completing your evidence of student mastery. So my suggestion would be to make sure you review everything that we've done this week. Make sure that you check over all of your answers for the evidence before submitting, because this is counting as an assessment grade. So you want to make sure that you get a pretty good grade on that, since it's the only assessment we have so far. After looking at the evidence, I just wanted to go over one question with you that I thought might be beneficial. It's not the exact question, but it's similar so that you guys could just maybe get a better understanding of it. So if we saw this scatter plot, okay, the first question on your evidence, it's a real life question, and there's a scatter plot that's very similar to this, and you need to pick the choice that is best appropriate given the data. So a few things I want you guys to take note of is that as the data increases, not all the points are following that trend, right? After every 100 interval, not every point is increasing. Sometimes there were some dips, right? These points that are falling below the data. So that is something that you would want to keep in mind. In this graph, anything that came below, before 200, you could probably predict would be less than 10, the way that the data was falling, okay? You could try to figure out the slope of the line, okay, by like seeing where that might fall. You could check that out. I think that's pretty much it. The other 3 questions are pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure you read the question carefully. We put in some hints there to help you. I think it's easier than it might look because some of the questions are a little bit more wordy. So just take your time. Read the questions carefully. You will only be allowed to submit it once. So before clicking that key, just make sure you really feel confident in your answers. Okay? All right, see you later, 8th grade. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.